Chinese medicine has been for me the fulfillment of a search for a congenial system of healing. It is a personal, subtle, gentle, yet highly technical medical system which allows me to be close to the essence, to the life force, both of my own and that of others. It's a masterpiece of harmony, intricacy, and movement, which never ceases to engage me, never ceases to fascinate me and intrigue me. The most important thing is the fact that you listen. Being heard is what everybody wants. They want to be seen and heard for who they are. So that's the most important thing. People who are in the business of listening will never go out of business because people will always want to be heard. And when you see a doctor for 5 minutes, the question is, how are you heard? And there, as I said, and when I was actually talking about touch, what I had discovered in my own evolution as a psychotherapist, as a doctor, was that the most important thing in healing is touch. And I think her name was Maya Angelou, the poet. She said that, people may not remember what you say, like all this talk, or even what you do, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that is touch. That's how you touch people. How are they touched? Very early in my career, I was in a psychoanalytic institute, and they had a clinic, and I was seeing patients there in order to see which way who would we refer them to. And a man came in his 50s, probably about 56 years of age, and he was extremely depressed. This is probably about 1960. He was very depressed, and so I asked him, something about himself. And what he told me was his work was that he was a furniture finisher. He upholstered furniture. That was his work. And that had been his father's work. And he grew up in the Depression. And he wanted to go to college. He was very interested in history, in philosophy, in theology. He wanted to study. But because they were having a great deal of difficulty earning a living, supporting the family in the Depression, which is what happened a great deal, he had to go to work with his father and become an upholsterer, and this is what he did. And now he had a family, and he had to support it, continue to support a family, but he still longed for all that was inside him that he wanted to know about. Knowledge, information, the education that he never got. And as I listened to him, even more than most of the people that I saw for all kinds of reasons, something in me almost became him. I mean, I felt exactly what he was feeling, that this could happen to me. Something that Thoreau called, most men live lives of quiet desperation. and go to their grave with their song still inside. And I spontaneously began to cry. I didn't even know I was crying, but I was crying. I just had this extraordinary feeling for this particular man. And all I did was see him that one time. And then I referred him to somebody, but that was my job. He sent me a letter about a year later. And in that letter he said, "The day that I saw you, my depression went away." And he said, the reason it went away, and since that time, whatever my life has been, I've taken as it has come. He said, because I saw those tears in your eyes. So somehow I had touched him. It wasn't anything I did or said, but somehow I just happened to have that kind of connection with that particular person. What he was feeling, I could feel or felt. It could happen to me, I guess. I don't know what was happening. But at any rate, he saw those tears. And that was all that really he needed. Somebody who really understood what was happening inside him.